Okay, we are live. I love seeing people here early in the chat. Some of you guys were here like 30 minutes early. I like that. Let me know in the chat box so you can see me, that you can hear me, that we are working today, and let me know where you're tuning in from as we begin our lives with Graham. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Let's see. I see Jones. I see Scott Carr. I see Lily. I see Marcus. I see Fly Ride, which is Chris. Azan the Man. Pencils and Stories. I love it. Good. We can hear each other. We got another Floridian. What's up, Ace? Excellent. We got San Diego in the house. We've got Canada. We got the Netherlands. Oh, Dave is watching from Bali. Dude, I'm coming I want to go to your way. What's up? Kimberly is here. Jason is here. We got people tuning in from England. Dude, what's up, Juliet? He says, I just paused you on Spotify to tune in here. Bro, that's awesome. Even that's like too much Graham. Even my wife doesn't want that much Graham. That's amazing. We got Portugal. We've got Stephanie from exotic Dover, Delaware. I love it. I appreciate it. We got New York City. Oh, man. Palestine, Reading, Pennsylvania, the Middle East, Ontario, Mexico, Johannesburg, South Africa. Are you kidding me? Dude, we're going global here. This is amazing. I love seeing everybody here. Oh, this is awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. We got Northern Virginia. Shout out to Northern Virginia, man. I love Virginia. Used to live there, went to college there. A lot of friends up in Northern Virginia. We have Texas in the house, Deanna. We have Vishal in India. Nathan, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. I was just talking to Thomas. You connected me with Thomas, video game developer, YouTuber. He's a really good dude. We talked a lot. So thanks for making that connection. I tried to help him out. I mean, he's crushing it, but try to help him get some clarity and some focus on some of that stuff. Cool. I'm glad the stream is good. Hopefully we're streaming in 1080p for you. So we have Boise, Idaho. A says I stopped my 4K ambience ASMR video for this. All right, I'll try to rub the microphone for you. Shh. I'll try to do some light snaps for you. Or I'll just eat some crunchy food for 30 minutes straight. Oh my gosh. Okay, awesome. We got Manhattan, we got New Jersey. Vishal says literally Indians are everywhere. Yeah, you guys dominate. There are definitely a lot of you. I love it. Okay. All right, looks like we're working. You guys are amazing. Thank you for coming out early. I'm going to get started here officially, but welcome to Live with Graham. Some of you are on my email list, so you got the email. Some of you that just showed up on your YouTube page. But this is a new segment on the channel. I am planning on going live every Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern, this time, whatever time that is for you, every single Wednesday, as long as I'm in the office, which is most Wednesdays, unless I'm on vacation or out of town or something like that. So you can expect this to drop every single Wednesday as the norm, the rule rather than the exception. And what we're going to do is every Wednesday, I want to teach you a little something. I want to bring something to you in a live format and then open it up to questions at the back half. So pretty flex, pretty chill. But I love live engagement. I have an amazing community, my six-figure coaching community, and we do live in-depth coaching calls where I'm actually taking questions on their business and going deep dives into that. I love that kind of stuff. This will be a little different because this is more of going to be some content for you and then a chance for you to just chime in and ask some questions about the content to maybe apply it a little bit to your situation or if I wasn't clear. So we're going to dive into that. And before we do, if you haven't already, I want to give you something to help you out that's going to be pretty relevant to what we're going to be talking about today. And that is a guide to make money in the next 30 days, okay? It's my 30-day online income jumpstart. I talk about this a lot. It's a simple resource I can just put in your hand. Like if you're I need to make some money this fall. And that's what we're going to be talking about as we look to the end of the year. I want to give you a plan, give you a blueprint for the rest of the year. But if you're looking to the next 30 days and you're I just need to pull the trigger on something and launch something and make it happen, download this guide, my 30-day online income jumpstart guide. The link is on the screen, grahamcochran.com/jumpstart. And I'm linking to it below as well. This is just a really helpful resource. It's a 4-week checklist to either, if you're brand new, I have no audience, Graham, don't know what I'm going to do, don't even know my business idea, or you have an audience, you have a business idea, you just need to launch something. Because a lot of you, and I have friends that are just sitting on a thing they haven't launched, or the idea they haven't, executed. This will help you execute that idea and get it launched in 30 days. All right, so grab that. Let's dive in with the content. Let me know in the chat that you are ready to get the blueprint for the rest of your year. And yeah, give me that and a thumbs up or a yes. If you can do emojis, drop those too. But I'm excited to be here with you. We got people from Belgium, France. We got Neil says this is his first live ever. I love it. North Carolina, love it. Okay. Ace is ready to go. Good. What we're going to do is I want to start by talking about the reality of the summer slump. Let me know in the chat box if you have had a summer slump in your business. I'm talking sales revenue down. I'm talking email opt-ins down. Maybe if you're a YouTuber, your views are down or subscribers on your channel are down. Let me know in the chat if that's been you. Because I'm going to be honest with you, like I always have a summer slump and I always forget about it. And I'm always like surprised and it catches me off guard and I shouldn't be. So historically, June is my worst month ever in my businesses. Both the recording revolution, that's historically been true, and that's proven to be true here in my personal brand. June is just, that's the month that it's finally warm. It's always warm in Florida. So like we're outside 24/7 all year round, but the rest of the world, it seems like, come June, school is out in the US, people are finally getting some warm weather up north and they just want to get out of their freaking house and be outside. And so online businesses like mine tend to suffer. So I don't know if that's been the case for you. Let's see. Teachercation says my YouTube views are way down. Marissa says, yes, fewer students. Marcus says, definitely a slump in July and August. No growth in views. Lily says, yes. Sad face. Diana says, views are down a little, but picking up already. Stephanie says, my business revenue and my YouTube views were down this summer for sure. July was the worst for me. So that June is always awful for me. July, I tend to do well financially in my business because I tend to have a promotion of some kind. Historically, I would either do some kind of sale for the 4th of July, for the Recording Revolution, or now I usually reopen the doors to my community, my membership in July. So I'm infusing new members and new cash. But all that does is cover up probably a slump in email opt-ins. I was looking at my stats before I went live here. My email opt-ins are down easily 25% from where they were in the spring. YouTube views are down. YouTube subscribers rate are down. I did a lot of videos in July because I was posting every single day. And so my YouTube views were actually up in July, but they were down in June, back down again in August. And we're trying to ramp them back up. But my whole point is that it is normal to have a summer slump. So if you're having a summer slump, and also YouTube is just, if you're a YouTuber, YouTube is messing with the algorithm again, and there's just some changes. But if you're having a summer slump in sales, email opt-ins, or YouTube traffic or podcast downloads, you're not alone. And so what I want to talk to is like, what do we do now? Like, I really think that the fall is a great time for business. It is a great time. School's back in session. Parents are back at work. A lot of entrepreneurs, especially people that follow me, work from home, or their moms or dads that stay home with their kids. So like in the summertime, it's hard for them to work on their businesses. But once the fall kicks in and kids are back in school, like a lot of parents are like, they can dive back into their side hustle or their business or whatever. So there's a renewed sense where I feel like September is like another January. Do you know what I'm saying? Like in January, in every niche, people are ready to consume content. Why? Because they're ready to change their lives. If you're a fitness expert, you love January. In the recording space, I'm always able to convince people that this is the year, January. This is the year I'm going to make music. And so I sell a ton of product on the Recording Revolution in January because people are motivated to finally write and record those songs. Same thing in the business space. It doesn't matter what it is. Like January has that buzz of newness and opportunity and possibility. September is like a mini January, okay? To me, September is January Junior, okay? So I want you to think about that. Now, obviously, if you had thought about this a few months ago, maybe you had prepared like a big launch or something in September, maybe you have one. If you don't, it's okay, because what I want to do is walk you through 5 things over the next 3 to 4 months that you can do to finish out the year strong. If you're not watching this live, if you're watching this replay months down the road, then forget the months and the time frame, but think about this as your next 90-day plan or 120-day plan. And this can work at any point in your business, but especially right now since we're going into the fall. Let me know in the chat if you are ready for a 90 to 120-day plan to end out the year and close it out strong. Give me a heck yeah, brother, and we will do this. 5 things I'm going to walk you through, very practical. So take notes. And then when I get through this content in the next few minutes, we'll open it up to Q&A and we can dive in, and I'll hang out with you for as long as I can before I got to go do some work. We got thumbs up. Brookie says, yes, please, multiple exclamation points. And I got a yes. Okay. Love it. Let's do it. All right. Step number 1 for your plan. Here's your blueprint. Step number 1 is to reassess your weekly rhythms. Reassess your weekly rhythms. What do I mean? I mean like your schedule. I mean your work day rhythm, your work week rhythm. Like the summer, whatever you were doing in the summer may not be working now. It may not have ever worked. So if it wasn't working before, you might need to change it. I'm always open to changing my schedule, my rhythm, but especially if you have kids and now they're back in school, or things slowed down in the summer and they're picking back up in the fall, or whatever it is, you may have to say, I got to do something different. I got to do something different for the fall. So look at your calendar, look at your weekly rhythms and say, is this still working, or do I want to change it? Because you can change it. Like before you can do anything in your business, you have to have a healthy rhythm. So there's a few of you that are going to be part-timers, right? You still have a day job. You still have commitments during the day. So you're looking for, how can I reassess when I'm squeezing in time to build my business, work on my business, okay? Was it working for you to wake up early before work to work on your business, but it's no longer working anymore? Can move it to the weekend, move it to the evening. Think through that. If you work full time for yourself on your business and you had a rhythm that worked in the summer, maybe it's not going to work in the fall, or maybe it never worked in the summer and you still want to change it. So what days are you working on what? What days are you in the office? What are the hours? When are you taking breaks? How are you carving up your time? I talk about a lot of ways to do this and other content on the channel on how to map out your weekly rhythms. I like to do time blocking. I just did a video that I posted a week or 2 ago all about this, but really the way you manage your time in your business is the big thing. But all I'm asking you to do is just take a few moments, 30 minutes, an hour, and just reassess your schedule. Look at your weekly rhythms. And if something's not working, have the honesty to say, hey, this doesn't work. And if something's working, identify that and say, I really like this. This is working. So even if you have little time, it's actually more important for you to reassess your weekly rhythm in that regard. Those of us that don't work full-time job and we can work on our businesses whenever, we're flexible. We're lazy. We can be lazy and pick up the slack another day. But if you work full-time or even part-time somewhere else, you have to manage your time. So I want you to get serious, because I want you to finish the year strong. And if your business had a summer slump, you can't let that summer slump or summer fog carry over into the way you think about your time. So make a plan for your weekly rhythm is number 1. Okay. Number 2, what I want you to do is look at your best performing content over the last 6 months. Okay. Look at your best performing content over the last 6 months. Do you do YouTube videos? Well, then get in your YouTube studio. That's your back end here on YouTube, and look at the analytics and look at your top 10 videos based off of views in the last 6 months, the top 10 videos based off of watch time in the last 6 months. And then look at the top 10 YouTube search terms that are driving traffic to your channel. Write those down in a spreadsheet or write them down, and then look at the patterns. What do you see? What topics do you see consistently with your most viewed videos over the last 6 months, your most watch time videos? Because that will be a little slightly different. There'll be some overlap, but it'll be slightly different. And then the top 10 keywords that people are typing into YouTube search that are landing on your videos. You can even look at the top 10 videos recommending your channel. A lot of those might be your own videos, but look at that. If you were a podcaster, look at your top downloaded podcast episodes in the last 6 months. What topic were they about? That tells you something. If you're writing blogs, look at what blog posts are getting the most comments or the most hits, the most views in the last 6 months, right? That's going to be very indicative of what people have really been liking from you and been engaging with. So you need to identify that and identify at least 2 or 3 topics, but definitely the number one topic. But if you can, what are the top 2 or 3 topics in the last 6 months that for whatever reason your content is really, really crushing with your audience and engaging with them? And then what I want you to do is very simple. Your first 30 days, here's your first 30 days, right? Day 1 through 30 is to pump out more content on those top 3 topics, okay? At the very least, pump out more content on that top topic. Right? Just, you don't have to recreate the same post, but if you did, like, for example, if I'm looking at my channel and it looks like when I talked about membership sites, I'm just pulling this out of my butt. If I talked about membership sites and that content had the most views, the most watch time, and membership site was one of the top keywords driving traffic to my channel over the last 6 months, I'm probably going to think about what are like 2 to 3 other posts I can do in the next 30 days, all about membership sites, right? Give people more of what they want. And this is going to give you a plan. This is your next 30-day plan of like, what kind of content should I dive into? Instead of just like, I need to keep posting content because Graham keeps saying post content. Have a plan. This is just like a mini like analytics applied to content production. Makes sense? So the next 30 days. So for us right now, this is the month of September, but if you're watching this in the future, the next 30 days, once you've assessed your weekly rhythm and then you've looked at your top performing content, I want you to then go create more content on that subject in the next 30 days. Email your list about this, post about this on your YouTube channel, do episodes on your podcast about this, write about this on your blog. If you do social media, talk about this on social media, do like Instagram lives or Facebook lives or whatever on the topic and get some feedback and just start to build up some hype around this topic because it's already something people love from you. And it also will give you little legs into number 3, which is what I want you to do, is launch something in October. I want you to launch something in October in the next 30 to 60 days, okay? So day 1 through 30, if that's content, well, day 30 through 60, anywhere in that window, I want you to launch a product or re-promote a current product you have if you were planning on doing that as well. But if you haven't launched something new in a while, dude, October is killer for launches. Killer. I typically launch something in October. It has been so good to me. It is a great month for course launches. It's a great month. It's a great month for anything when you launch a product. So I think October is that sweet spot of the fall right now where people are back into the swing in September. And then now they're hungry for more. They have money to spend. They haven't blown it all on Christmas yet. They're back into their rhythm, and it's just this weird month where there's nothing happening. There's no major holiday in the US that's conflicting with anything, at least. So October, think October launch, October launch. So what can you launch in October? You can launch a mini course, right? You can do a mini course. And a mini course is 2 to 3 hours worth of content. This is just a handful of videos, super niche, on a topic. I got an entire video on my channel called How to Launch a Mini Course right now. Go watch that. It will walk you through a plan. But yeah, it's a mini course is a low barrier of entry for you. It can be low priced, $47 to $97 is a sweet spot for mini courses. Have a few downloadables or one good downloadable PDF worksheet to go with it or workbook, and then have a plan to launch it. Paid live training. This is functionally like charging for teaching a mini course live. So charge the $47 to $97 ticket where you go live and you teach it for 2 to 3 hours and you do live Q&A while you do it. So teach a module, take questions, teach a module, take questions. The whole thing gets recorded, and anybody that buys it, you're uploading it into like a digital product. I use Kajabi, so upload it as, chop it up and turn it into a mini course after the fact. It's the same thing, but you're just teaching it live first. And so then you can just, what I love about it is the live Q&A element. You get a lot of ideas about how you can make it better. Maybe you can add stuff to it, but then they still get the paid content in the back end. Or just if you have nothing you can build, you have no products or a tiny list, a tiny email list, and you need to make some money now, then open up some coaching slots. Consider one-on-one coaching and open up a handful of slots, make the price, something that, like, if you had 3 or 4 clients for the month of October, or ideally sell a package that's 3 months long or more and people pay monthly, then you can do a launch to your list and to your community to open up some coaching slots where they can DM you or they can fill out an application, and you can sift through the applications and just do some high ticket coaching. You only need 2 or 3 people to make some good money, whatever your niche is, hobbyist or business to business, it doesn't really matter. So a mini course, paid live training, or coaching slots. And honestly, if you need help doing this, download my guide, my 30-day online income jumpstart guide. Literally, you could download this guide. It's free. And then as you're pumping out content in the month of September, you can make this your plan for mid-September to mid-October, because it's 30 days. So from September 15th to October 15th, you're following this 4-week plan. And what it's going to lead you to is mid-October, you're going to be launching a paid product that you are building as you teach it. So it's not quite the live training and it's not quite a mini course. It's a hybrid of the two where it's sold ahead of time. It's taught live, but it's taught weekly. So you're building a module a week at a time, and it's beautiful. So this is a hybrid approach. And this is another option for you that you could have something. If you like, Graham, I have no idea what I could sell. You have no excuse. Download the guide, follow it. It's just a 4-week checklist, and you could launch something in October. GrahamCochran.com/jumpstart. Okay, so that's the crux. Like, don't miss October. Don't miss October because it is just such a great month to launch something. Which leads me to number 4. If you're pumping out the relevant content that your audience has already proven to love in September, leading into October, I'm giving you 4 to 7 weeks to prepare something here. You can launch something in October. That way you have a paid promotion in October. You're going to make money. Then number 4, plan a Black Friday bundle or sale for the end of November, right? Black Friday is that Friday after Thanksgiving, which is a major US holiday, but it's become a massive week-long, multi-week-long sales frenzy all over the world, right? I have students that have businesses all over the world. They're not in the US. They don't celebrate the US Thanksgiving, but they will still strategically offer a bundle deal or a sale around that time because it's a e-commerce, paradise because people are hungry to spend money, especially in the US. So if you have any of your audience living in the US, they are ready to spend money at that time of year. They're looking for deals. So this type of promotion, you do want to offer a deal. And the two that work well are, again, offering a straight up gorgeous discount on all your products. And by that, I mean, like, think 40% off, 50% off, something crazy, 10, 25% off. It's something, but it's not juicy enough these days. Like, go all out and have a ridiculous discount if you have lots of products, and let your list know and let them gobble it up at a discount. Or if you don't like to discount like that, do similar but different. Bundle a bunch of your products together where they have to spend more with you and buy them all together, but it's, they're discounted. So functionally, you could take, like, I've taken a bunch of my products for the Recording Revolution and created what I call my all access bundle. And it's functionally like 60% off if you were to buy them all individually, but they're getting like all kinds of courses, but they're spending like $397, or $297, depending on what it is, and getting a deal. And then sometimes if you have people who already own some of the products, you can make a slightly more discounted version of the bundle for them because, hey, you already own one of my courses, so I'm going to give you the whole bundle for $297 instead of $397, or $197 instead of $297, something like that. Those work well, but it's just a simple, like, hey, this is a limited time deal. This isn't anything new I'm launching. It's a limited time offer. This will give you another bit of juice of revenue in November, right? So that's 60 to 90 days. So again, if you're not doing it by the month, day 1 to 30 is content, pump out more content that your people already love. Day 30 to 60 is launching a mini course or some paid training, and day 30 to 60. Day 60 to 90 is this sort of bundle deal, Black Friday deal, discount on your existing stuff, so people gobble that up. And then day 90 to 120, so for us, we're talking about this live, this is the month of December. People are getting ready for the holidays, for Christmas. I don't love selling stuff in December. I really don't. The only time I've done that is when I open up the doors to like my mastermind, my Epic Mastermind. I did that in December to get us ready for kicking it off in January. But what I would suggest you do in December is survey your list, your email list, your poll, your live audience, or your social media following, to figure out what has been their biggest challenge this year in your topic or niche, and what is their biggest hope and dream for the next year. If they could have their goals reached, if they could wave a magic wand and have some major progress in whatever your topic or niche is for 2022 or whatever the next year is for you, what would that be? Have them answer that question. So what you're doing is basically getting a sense of what do you need to roll out in the new year. Free content, paid content. What do you people want help with in the new year? That'll give you an idea for a course or a product or a webinar. That'll give you an idea for what to teach in your communities or memberships. And it'll definitely give you an idea of what to do when you do your free content. So for me, YouTube, for podcast episodes, things like that. So take that survey in December. It's a great time of year to say, look, I'm looking ahead to the new year. I want to serve you better next year. How can I help you? What is your biggest frustration or challenge right now? What's your biggest hope for the next year? If you could work with me magically and I could help you achieve all your dreams in this area, what would have to happen for that to be true? And that gives you an idea of what people want. And then that's going to help you, because I like to do an end of the year getaway, and I'll talk about it again when we get to the end of the year. I go away to the beach for 2 nights, one day, rent a hotel. And I look at the year, how it went. I look at what worked, what didn't work, analytics, content, what my work schedule, all that stuff. But then I also plan for the new year. And it's hard to plan what are you going to launch in the new year if you don't know what your people want. So why not take December to wind down, don't sell anything hardcore, just find out what your people want so you can come into the new year in January ready to roll, knowing exactly what to launch. Sounds good? So those are the 5 things. That's your blueprint for the rest of the year. It's easy. There's only 4 more months left. So the next 120 days, September is content, right? So first, we're going to start with assessing our weekly rhythm, because you can't create content or launch anything if you have a messed up weekly rhythm. What's working and what's not working about your weekly rhythm? Make a change. Take 30 minutes today to figure that out. Make a new plan that's realistic, not idealistic, realistic. So assess your weekly rhythms is number 1. Number 2, look at your analytics really quickly, or just anecdotally, what content has really been engaged with the most? What emails are people opening? What content are they commenting on and engaging with and liking? What's showing up high in your analytics? And then do more of that content for the next 30 days. Then that's September. Then October, launch something new, a paid mini course, live webinar, or do the hybrid that I'm teaching you in my 30-day online income jumpstart. Number 4 is to have a Black Friday bundle or sale in November. And then number 5, survey your people so you know what to do in the new year. That's it. All right. What I want to do now is hear from you. Was this helpful? In the chat, let me know. And then specifically, what part of it was helpful? Like, what of that blueprint are you most excited about? And then I'm opening the floor to questions. I really want to answer your questions. We got a good group of people here live. This is amazing. What of that do you need help with? How can I clarify some of that? I want to go for, as long as 15 minutes or so, answer some of your questions. Let me help you, coach you any way I can as it relates to mapping out the rest of your year. I really want you to crush it. I want you to come out of the summer slump swinging, and I want you to serve your people well in the fall. They need help. People are really discouraged right now. COVID is a pain in the butt. It's just a weird time. Like, the media is an awful place to be. So they're just discouraged. So I want you to really serve them well, and you will be rewarded from it. So Alfie says, very helpful. Chris, he just missed the blueprint. I'll watch it later. Yeah, man, this will be replayed so you can watch it later. Other record labels says, is a niche, is a niche ever too small? Good question. I don't think so. I think, so one of my students, Aiko, and I mentioned her a lot. She's a good example. She's in my Epic Mastermind and in my 6-figure coaching community. She has niched down. She is a native Japanese speaker, and she teaches English pronunciation to native Japanese speakers. So it's not just teaching English. It's not just teaching English to Japanese speakers. It's teaching English pronunciation to Japanese speakers, specifically like corporate, like executives who need to do business internationally, and they want to really fine tune their pronunciation of the English language. That's like 4 levels deep. It's super deep. And she's doing, when she came to me, she was doing between $1,000 and $9,000 a month inconsistently. Now she's doing $20,000 to $30,000 a month consistently. And it's a super tight niche. Not a lot of people, but she's able to sell high ticket packages, and she's like the expert in the world on this. So love it. What's up? Flower Right says, can you dive back to the first moves for the top 10 list you mentioned doing for your YouTube channels? Yeah. So Chris, so what I do, and this is the short of it, is, and I talk about this in my six-figure community. I think I did a whole masterclass on this, but what I do is I open up the YouTube studio. I go to the analytics. I change the date range for the last 6 months, but you could do any time. It could be last 90 days or whatever, but I'll do, let's say, the last 6 months. So it's the date range. And then I will sort my videos by views, and I will literally write them down. I write them down. You could do it in a spreadsheet or a Google Doc or on paper, but I want to rewrite them down because A, it connects with my hand, but B, I want to have 3 lists next to each other. So I'm writing down, and I'm writing down the names of the videos. So like, these are my top 10 viewed videos of the last 6 months. Then I rank them right there in that page by watch time. Here's the top 10 list of videos ranked by most minutes watched, which there's going to be a lot of overlap, but might be a slightly different order. And there might be 1 or 2 videos that pop in that weren't the most viewed, but had the most watch time. So that's interesting. I want to see that. So top 10 videos by views, top 10 videos by watch time. And then I look at YouTube search, like discoverability, like how people are, discovering me. I forget where it is on the YouTube studio. I don't have it up right now, but I click on YouTube search, and then I look at the top 10 YouTube search terms in the last 6 months that led to my channel, and I write those search terms down. And then if you have it on paper, it's great, because then I can circle the patterns. Like if you notice that, like, for example, with me, if, like I said, if membership sites, if I had like 3 videos that were in my top 10s that had to do with membership sites, and then I see the word membership site as one of my top keywords, I want to circle those patterns and be like, oh, dude, like I should do more stuff on membership sites or this or that. I hope that was helpful. Brookie says, this was brilliant, very clear and simple. Not easy, but simple. Reassessing is a big takeaway. Thank you. Yeah, nothing in what we do here is easy. I think it's a lot easier than stupid jobs I've had, like having to like do construction and like haul brand new doors to construction sites and drive a forklift and mow lawns. So it's definitely easier than that. I can sit in the comfort of my home or my office and air conditioning. But yeah, it's definitely work, but it's worth it. Like no one that's crushing it online is making money from not working. Like they either are they're hustling all the time, or they put in the work ahead of time to serve their audience and build a passive income platform that's serving them. So everyone had to do work. Marcus says, can you elaborate on the live training idea? Is the idea to do it as a paid event and then repurpose it as a paid course afterwards? Great question. So yes, it's a live paid event. So when I do these, basically I do a launch, and I say, hey, on Saturday, whatever, or Thursday, whatever, I'm doing a live paid training on this topic. A lot of times I've been bringing in experts on the recording revolution, and I'd be like, hey, and I'll tell them it's gonna be about 3 or 4 hours. You're gonna learn X, Y, and Z. When you come away from the training, you're gonna know how to do X, Y, and Z. You're also gonna get, this downloadable stuff, these frameworks to go with it. It's going to be recorded, so you can have access to the replay whenever you want. If you have to miss part of it, you're going to have access to the whole recording. Even if you can't attend at all, you should still pay for it, because you're going to basically have it as a mini course. But come live, you can ask me questions. It's going to be fun. So I do a hard promotion, and they pay for it now. It's like they're buying it now, and then what they're doing is registering for a live webinar that only paid people can register for. So what I do in Kajabi is I create an offer. They pay for that offer, and then it takes them to a thank you page after they've paid. And also they get an email after they've paid that sends them the Zoom link or the webinar sign up link or the Kajabi webinar registration link. I've done either one. So only the people that have paid will be able to register for the live training. And once they've paid, then I know who's going to get access to the course, because then I teach it live. Like I would do it like this. And like when I've done this, I either do it on Zoom or I'll do it through like a private YouTube live inside of a Kajabi webinar, which is like what I do all the time. And then that gets recorded, and then take the recording, chop it up, upload it into Kajabi or whatever your platform is as video modules, including the Q&As. Those can be separate video modules, make some thumbnails, and you're basically making a mini course. And then you are granting that mini course to all the people that paid for the live training, and it just shows up in their Kajabi backend or your account backend. Very, very simple. And so that's basically it. If you want to, after that, you could repurpose it as something in your funnel. You could sell it as a course. You could sell it as an upsell. You could add it to your bundle that you do on Black Friday sometimes. Different stuff you can do with that. I hope that helps. Photo Mentor Academy. Do you share revenue with the expert? Yeah. So it's a great question. If I'm having another expert on, then they're getting paid to do it, right? That's how I'm pitching it to them. It's like, hey, do you want to make money? I think you would be an amazing fit for my audience. They would love to learn from you. And so all you have to do is we prepare. We have some calls ahead of time. My team usually helps them do this, but if it was me, I would just help them as well. Like, let's map out what you should teach, help you build the slides, or help you figure out how to do that. But you just have to be prepared with the content, and then you have to teach live. And we'll do all the marketing. I'll do all the emails. I'll sell it. I have the audience. And so it's a collaboration. And typically, if it's a smaller person that I'm bringing on that we haven't done this before, I'll offer them usually a flat rate. A lot of times I'll do a flat rate guarantee. Like I'm pretty sure I know how many copies I can sell, ballpark. So I'll have a minimum guarantee. Like, I'm going to give you like a percentage of all the sales, but there's a minimum guarantee of X number of dollars, so that they know, hey, I don't have to do all this work and then Graham only sells like 5 copies and I don't make any money. I guarantee them a minimum, and then I give them usually the percentage. So whatever's more, the percentage or the minimum. Let's see. Lindsay says, thanks for all you shared. What are the programs that you offer? Lindsay, if you go to grahamcochran.com, and up at the top, there's a tab that says resources. I have my course, Automatic Income Academy. I have my 6-figure coaching community, which is my monthly membership. It's amazing. It's closed right now to the public, but sign up for the wait list there. And I'll let you know when I open the doors for that. And then I also have a mastermind, my epic mastermind, and maybe some goodness coming in October. Wink. Let's see. Neil says, what's the best way or workflow to conduct niche research? I cover all of that in my guide that I shared with you here, my 30-day online income jumpstart guide. So go download that, even if you've already downloaded it, or like re-download it, I don't know. But the first part of it, I walk through a framework of how to do research for your niche. And I go way in depth on this in my course, but you can get the short cliff notes of it in this guide. So I hope that's helpful. Let's see. Good questions. Zan the man, you were here super early, bro. I loved it. What would you say would be a quick success roadmap? For example, first, create an opt-in page. Second, create an offer sales page. Third, checkout page. Yeah, it just depends on where you are in your business, Zan. So if you don't have anything to sell yet, then the roadmap would be opt-in page and a great lead magnet, and then start creating content everywhere, and pushing people to that free, amazing guide or gift or workshop or template or survey or whatever it is, so people are opting into your list. If you already have something to sell, then like if you're in Kajabi, just create a pipeline. Like the launch OVO pipeline is really good in Kajabi. It's going to build you an opt-in. It's going to build you some pre-launch content platform that you can upload some videos to. It's going to build you a sales page, 8 emails, which might be more than you need or not enough. You can tweak. So that would be a great starting point. But really, all we're doing with an offer is we're hopefully cultivating an email list every day. That's why you want to create evergreen content that's always working for you, driving people to your lead magnet, which is driving them to your list. And hopefully that list is promoting a product so that you're getting evergreen income. So I get paid every day without doing anything, without launching, without promoting, because it's automatic in the background. But either way, you should be building a list so that when you launch, let's say in October, you're going to take me up on this. You want to launch something in October. Now you don't have to like do an opt-in to do that launch, because you already have people that are curated that are on your list to launch to. All you need to do is create the sales page and the launch emails. Maybe you do some pre-launch content, but you just need to start whetting people's appetite for the topic, getting them excited, teaching them a bit first, and then transitioning to like, hey, come join me on this this paid live training, or check out this mini course I just launched brand new. It's going to help you do this. And so you're just pushing people to the sales page. I hope that makes sense. Simple Option Trading says, can I still use the answer simple questions approach even though my channel is 100-year-old, is 100-year-old channel? Absolutely. This is a great question because look, the simple questions are the best source of content. Let me explain something to you. As a content creator, do not view your content as like, I don't know how to think about it. Every content creator does this. They view it as like something we've already covered this. Like, a year ago I covered this, and the last month I covered this. And so they view it as like an online course that now I've covered it all. I've touched all the topics. It's complete. That's not how your YouTube channel works. That's not how your podcast works. That's not how radio talk show hosts do things when they talk about topics. Your content is an every week thing. So it's living and breathing. It doesn't matter if you've covered it before, you're going to have to cover it again. Why is that? Because people don't consume it in a linear fashion like they do in a course. People are finding you today. People are finding the recording revolution. I've been posting videos there since 2010. January of 2010 was my first video, coming up on 12 years of YouTubing. People aren't joining and saying, I've watched all your videos. They're joining today, now 12 years later, and they're like, what is he talking about? What's on his channel? We need to go back and cover everything again and again and again in fresh new ways, but not just cover things again. Realize that brand new people have the same simple questions today as they did for me 12 years ago. So I can't say, well, I covered simple questions before. I need to cover them again and again. And I find that people are looking for simple answers to simple questions because it's the simple things that trip us up, right? So I love keeping a list of simple questions people ask all the time, and I love just turning that into content. Great question. Oops. Sorry, I was clicking on yours, pencils and stories, and then the chat moved. What is the best way to keep promoting evergreen products? There's so many things like webinars, special launches, step-up courses, mini courses, and workshops. Does it really matter what you use? No, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. The only time it kind of matters is if you're selling something over $500, unless it's like a high ticket coaching package. But if you're trying to sell like a digital product over $500, like a course, it's hard to sell with just emails and a sales page. It's easier to sell that kind of thing over a webinar. But other than that, it doesn't matter. So for example, I open the doors to my six-figure coaching community. It's a membership publicly twice a year, January and July, right? I alternate. I reopen it with a webinar, one of those launches, and then I reopen it with sort of like a Jeff Walker pre-launch 3-video type formula, right? The product launch formula method in the summer. I talk about the exact same content that in the webinars I do in the pre-launch content, but the two very different formats. Both produce really well. I've been like testing it the last 2.5 years to see if it makes any difference. It's made zero difference. Both work really, really well. I also do a 5-day launch for one and a 7-day launch. Both do very, very well. These things don't matter. You know what matters is your question, which is re-promoting stuff. Having a promotional calendar, and we'll talk about this probably in an upcoming live, but just have a freaking promotional calendar, meaning know exactly when you're going to promote stuff and when you're not, and you're going to crush it. It's so, so good when you have a plan to promote stuff. And that's why this is like, I'm giving you a mini promotional calendar for the rest of the fall, right? Create some content in September, launch a new product in October, do a sale or a discount or a bundle in November, and then finish the year out with the survey in December. You're going to have 2 promotions in the next 4 months, which is great. That's going to be some good money for you guys. Love it, love it, love it. Great feedback, great feedback. Let's see, we'll do one more question here. We'll finish with Taylor's. Graham, what content should we make when we are a young company and have not yet achieved sustainable passive success? Should it be strictly educational or transparent of the personal process? I think both. I think educational is more searchable, right? That's going to be your bread and butter. So if you want to grow quickly, I would create as much educational how-to type content. That's the content that people are typing into their search browsers on Google and YouTube. that's going to give you the best chance to get discovered. So that will do well. But as you're building an audience, you're going to cultivate the depth of that audience through the personal stuff. But the personal stuff, no one's going to care about if they don't know about you, and it's not going to be very SEO friendly. So I'm more of a fan of the how-to educational stuff early on, but also I would say get in front of other people's audiences, right? Find someone else who has an audience the same size or bigger than yours, that's the like-minded audience that's either in the same niche or a like a niche that's on the outside that's a perfect complementary niche to yours, that those people would love what you're talking about, and reach out to them, befriend them, find a way to connect with them, see if you could do a live training with them, or guest post, or do a guest email, or create some content for their audience. Like anything to get in front of someone else's audience will help you a lot. All right. Awesome. Was this helpful? Let me know if you liked the live with Graham today. If you missed part of it, don't worry, the replay will be up. And should I continue doing lives? I want to bring this to you every single Wednesday if this works for you. Otherwise, I'll just go watch Star Wars every Wednesday at 10 a.m. instead of hanging out here. But you guys are cool. And there was a lot of you here right now live. And then there was a lot of you that were like 30 minutes early. So thank you for the support. Great questions. Yes, Tamika says, thank you. Marcus says, loved it. Event Dogs, yes, please. Alfie says, great. This was awesome. Pencils and Stories says, mapped out all my YouTube content for 2022 last week. Oh, my girl, that's awesome. Lily says, yes, it was very helpful. Please continue to do lives. Yes, do this often. Yes, thank you. I haven't watched Bad Batch yet, dude. It's on my list. I've started to sit down and finally watch the Clone Wars with my 9-year-old. She's been digging that. So I have a lot of the animated Star Wars to catch up on. So I don't know when I'm going to do. If I'm going to be doing lives, I don't know when I'm going to have time to do Bad Batch, but I'll find a way. Awesome. You guys are amazing. Hey, and I'll leave you this again. If you haven't already, make sure you grab my 30-day online income jumpstart guide. This will be just this is a great like kick in the pants. Let's launch something this fall. Even if you have launched in the past and you want to try something new, download the guide. It's free, grahamcochran.com/jumpstart, and just do it. Launch something now. Launch it in September if you've got the time. But September and October are great times to launch something, and I cannot wait to hear what you launch, when you launch it. And I can't wait to hear how you finish the year strong. Please finish it strong. Remember what I said at the beginning. September is like January. September is January Junior. This is your month to get people excited about what you teach, what you do. People are hungry for change. They want to finish their year strong in whatever it is. Do you see how that parallel is there? So if you help them finish their year strong in whatever it is you teach, you will finish your year strong, both financially and in your audience really loving what you're doing. Sound good? Awesome. All right. I'm peacing out. You guys are amazing. We'll see you next week, 10 a.m. Eastern, live with Graham.